broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, AfterBuzzers. Welcome to the elimination episode of America's Next Top Model, episode 9. I'm your host, Thaddeus Massey, and joining us today is a guy we didn't want to see go home, but he has gone home. Denzel Wells is on the line. Denzel, you there?
Yes. What's going on, my man?
Man, it was you had like a little roller coaster ride on this this experience for you on the show. Tell us a bit about, just a couple of the ups and downs. I really felt like I was at the theme park watching your experience.
Man, I'm telling you, I had to go to my doctor and get prescribed bare aspirin because I'm scared I'm gonna have a heart attack. It's ups and downs and dramas and left and right, twists and turns. It was definitely a roller coaster ride. I mean, from day one, from when we got called up and got caught up with Keith, didn't get picked. Got caught up with Adam, didn't get picked. So now I'm in the bag with the rest of the people who haven't been chosen yet, thinking, all right, well, I'll be on TV at least for 2 episodes. How can I capitalize on this? What's the next move? Blah, 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 blah. And as all these things are going through my head, all of a sudden, I hear my name being called. And you see me, look to the side at production. Is she BSing? Is she for real? Because I really don't know. Am I on the show? Am I not? But I ended up getting picked and, go throughout it, ups, downs, Mariana, Will, it was definitely a fun-filled experience, to say the least.
Right. I mean, it was definitely, I've told this to other cast members that I felt like last season was like the test run for this season, because last season it was the first time that they actually had guys and girls competing together, and it went well. Apparently the network had the show had the highest views than they've had for any other season or any other cycle up until that point for a few seasons. The show kind of waned, and then when Tyra dropped the Girls and Guys series, I think they were kind of like, well, let's see if this can work, and it worked great last season. I think it's working even better this season. The cast that was put together this season was amazing, just in general, and the dynamics that actually came into play. There's a couple of things about your experience. There's the two main things that irked me. One of them was I felt like you were responsible for, and the other one I felt like you weren't responsible for.
Well, I'm down to hear. Let's talk.
So the one thing, let's talk about what I think you're responsible for. I honestly, I feel like you're responsible for the distraction, which is obvious. The Mariana situation that I felt like distracted you and took you away from your game on a couple of occasions, maybe 2 or 3 occasions where I feel like maybe you could have performed better, or if you wouldn't have had that distraction, maybe the chemistry would have been differently. I don't know. But I felt like sometimes there was a couple of occasions where that came into play. And I don't know if it's editing. You can correct me. I know that the audience is kind of maybe thinking this. So how do you feel about that aspect?
I definitely believe it was a lot of editing. I mean, come on now. We got to make the show interesting.
Of course.
The viewers aren't going to watch something that's boring. But, it's always the ones who know you the least that have the most to say. Right. And anybody who knows me knows I'm very good at compartmentalizing. So regardless of whatever trials, tribulations, troubles, dramas, whatever adjective you want to use, it will never, ever affect my work, ever. In life, a great analogy for me is I'm like a duck on the water, calm and cool on the surface, and those legs are just kicking under that water. And you know, of course, due to editing, it looks like, oh my God, man, guy's mad. So he can't focus, he can't produce. How can you let a woman get in his head like this? Blah 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 blah. But I mean, if you watch the show, you know, you saw it's like, oh my God, I love it. It's good, it's great. If I couldn't focus, I'm more than positive I wouldn't have been able to lift shy over my head. And hold that pose and get a good photo. And at the end of the day, my downfall was not my social media. It was not my photo for that week. It was the simple fact that I couldn't book a runway show. So it had nothing to do with any situation that Mariana and I had transpired.
Right. Okay. Yeah, just for throughout the course of this last week, yeah, most definitely. And that actually irked me a little bit. And that's why I say there was a couple things that bothered me that you had nothing to do with. They slapped a beard on your face, which you rocked the beard. You know, you did a good job rocking the beard. I just don't feel like maybe it was, I don't know, the best beard for your face. I don't know.
Man, I tell you, I tried to take it with the best possible attitude because, I mean, one of my life mottos is don't bitch about shit you can't control.
Right.
Nobody's going to listen. You know what I mean? Nobody cares. They want you to show up. They want you to produce. They want you to get a great photo. Be it, you know, if you're in a huge competition like America's Next Top Model with millions and millions of fans are watching, or if you're just doing, you know, a simple commercial ad for a mom and pop company. They want you to show up, what you produce. They want to hear your mouth. They want to hear your problems. They just want the product that they paid for. So even though, you know, I had my dealings with it, it never, or at least to my hope, it didn't show that beard really annoyed the hell out of me.
Well, being that you were one of the only two black males in the competition, do you feel like that was a way of separating, giving a strong separation between you and Keith for the sake of the competition?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think so. You know, it's one of those things where, and I don't want to piss anybody off by getting into stereotypes and genres and all that BS, but you go from episode 1, you call Keith and I together. You know what I mean? You call it the two African American, two black guys, whatever you want to call it. Right. You call us up together, and right then and there you have the comparison. You know, you've already essentially pitted us against each other in the public eye and the viewer's eye. Because you could have called me with any other person. You could have called Keith up with any other person. Right. But, you know, you chose to pull Keith and I up together, you know, similar builds, obviously similar skin tones, similar backgrounds, both play football, you know, both of same muscular stature, you know. So you've already created competition before the competition essentially even started within the house. Right. So yeah, you know, it is God, what's the word I want before? A little disheartening to where, you know, everybody's your competition. Literally, everybody in the house is your competition. You're up against, you know, 11 other people, or excuse me, 11 other people in the house. But to pit the two black guys against each other A1 from day one, I mean, it was like, I probably wouldn't have went that route, but hey, I'm not the one who raised the check. Right.
I mean, one of the things you mentioned just now about, you know, you guys have similar backgrounds, you guys are both fit, and you played football. That was the other thing that really irked me, and that had nothing to do with you, was the fact that they kept coming to you at panel and saying that, you know, we keep telling you that you're too muscular, blah, 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 and to shed some muscle. Like, how is this guy supposed to shed the amount of muscle that you saying that he needs to shed to compete in the amount of time that he's here? He's obviously very, very lean as it is. He's not, you know, and one thing that Tyra said that I just laughed at when she said, you know, do some laps in the kitchen or something like that. Yeah. I think it was Tyra or Kelly said that. I was like, what? Do some laps in the kitchen? What do they think? Like, he's not going to lose muscle. How is he supposed to just lose muscle? You just don't lose muscle like that.
I'm so glad you realized that, as I'm sure quite a few viewers realize that. We, as models, at least in the house, we're working, you know, 12, 14, 18-hour days. There was no time to work out, period. There was no time to work out. We did not have adequate equipment. adequate facilities. I mean, yes, there was a huge yard, but I mean, dude, you burn 100 calories per mile. For me to lose a pound, I would have to run 35 miles a day,
right,
on top of decreasing my diet. It's just not possible. Not to mention losing body fat versus losing muscle weight.
It's two totally different things. Exactly.
It is fairly easy to lose fat. Now, if I was up there and I was heavier and it was because of fat, oh yes. In a matter of no time, if I really wanted to lose 5 to 10 pounds, it's definitely possible within the time frame that I was on the show.
Right.
But to lose muscle, already be a lean guy who's so defined, and it sounds like I'm tooting my own horn, but to be so defined, to be so lean.
No, you're calling it how it is. You were very lean on the show, and you were very defined, and to actually lose muscle is next to impossible based on the schedule you guys are running. I'm sorry. It's just.
I mean, it really is. And, from when I last played football, I was 190 pounds, 197, 90 pounds, somewhere in there. And now I'm sitting right around like the 170 range. So I've already lost.
Oh, wow.
My body is already at its state of I guess, homogeny. My body's at where it wants to be.
Yeah.
So actually, if I had it my way, I would gain 10 more pounds just so, I can still fit my pants. But my body's where it wants to be. It's not going to go anywhere. I mean, being defined, being cut, being ripped like this, it's not going anywhere. It's got to be like that. This is my body type. I mean, I played football for 17 years. It's not going to change. I was always a lean guy. But, my thing is, if that was such a big issue, and you guys don't see it in the first episode, but when they pull up my photo, she's like, oh, my God, you look like a young Rob Evans. Well, to say that week 1 and then come week 9,
right.
Big, it's like, well, which side of the spectrum are you coming from? Not to mention, if I was too big, then I probably shouldn't have been picked for the show, right? But I'm going in this with, you have Rob Evans in season 20. He's a judge. He's a buff, thick guy.
Yeah.
I turn on TV, I see Tyson Beckford, a muscular, very fit guy. You know what? I think this is the age and the age that we're trying to be strong versus skinny. And people want to work out. People want to be buff. People want to be healthy. People want to look a certain way. Now, unfortunately, that didn't help me within America's Next Top Model, the competition. But again, high fashion versus commercial. But I don't think my size will hinder my career in any way. I mean, I've had no problem booking before top model and after. So it's the judges' opinions. Of course, they're definitely entitled to it. They earn that respect. They earn that right. I mean, they've definitely been in the industry far longer than I have. But hey, some people are gonna like you, and some people aren't.
Well, that's as we saw at the Go-Sees, it was a little surprising to see that you had not booked any of the castings. I was actually a little. I thought that you probably would have booked at least one casting. Lennox booked at least one.
That definitely took me by surprise, especially considering I'm the lightest guy in the house, or at that point in time, I was the lightest guy in the competition by at least 10 pounds. Anywhere from 7 to 10 pounds. So I was actually the lightest male in the house, but yet you want me to lose more and more weight. Yet the other guys weigh. They at least have 7 to 10 pounds on me, so it's like I can't lose anymore. But again, my downfall was not being able to book a show. I guess they felt that I wouldn't fit the samples, I wouldn't fit the clothes. But I mean, as you guys can clearly see, the clothes had no issue being put on me. I didn't see any seams ripping or garments being destroyed.
Right.
So hey, but again, it's not my call. I'm not the designer. The designer has a certain look. They have a certain image, and you can't take that to heart because this is the industry. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna book, 10 shows in a month, or you're gonna book 1 show in a month. It's just the industry.
Yeah.
Some people are looking for your image, and some people are not. You just have to find the niche in which you should progress and find which designers fit your mold.
Yeah.
The problem is a lot of models, they want to fit the designer's mold. Well, why not be your own mold and find a designer that fits you?
For the little bit that Keith got booked for Betsy Johnson, I actually do feel after watching it that you would have been a better casting for that. Of course, I'm not Betsy Johnson, and it's not my line. But she was looking for somebody to be a fireman. And a fireman, you want somebody to come out with their hose and, be that kind of, a fireman, the perception of firemen and police officers, they have that alpha, muscular toned perception, and I think that you would have fit the model version of that coming out on the runway.
Yeah,
you would have fit that.
That definitely makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, I was when Betsy said, I'm looking for a fireman, light bulb went off. I was like, oh, got this. I get to walk for the Betsy Johnson. Oh, she wants a fireman.
Right.
You're telling me the job that requires the most muscle is not given to the guy with all the muscle? I mean, hey, but again, like you said, I'm not Betsy Johnson, and there's no hard feelings whatsoever. It's just, I mean, hey.
No, she's amazing. She saw what she wanted, but you know what? She did make a comment about the tattoos, and so I think the tattoos also gives an edge. It's an edgier look. And maybe that's in her mind, that perception. She was like, "Oh, the tattoos, that'll work." Because that perception of being edgy. I would have gone with the more toned, muscular look, but. Like I said, I'm not Betsy Johnson, but going back to the actual runways, just your opinions on other people. I think, Shy actually murdered everything on the runway.
Oh my God, yes.
Everything she did, she got into character and she just killed it.
Yes, and when I'm watching and I'm like, oh my God, this girl's walk is second to none. I mean, she is killing every single thing that she walks. I can't even remember, but I don't think she won the challenge, I believe.
Yeah, she did. She actually did. She won that challenge.
Yeah, and it was definitely well deserved because everybody saw. I'm watching the show with my mom, and she's like, "Damn, that heifer is killing it right now." I was like, "Yeah, she got it." I was like, "She definitely got it. She definitely got it."
Right. So, you saw Lennox. They had a shot of Lennox, and she was thinking like, "Wow, maybe I shouldn't have brought Shy into the Tyra suite with me so she can get those extra tips from Miss J for the runway." Because Shy went up there with Ray Leah. Lennox chose Ray Leah and Shy to go get those extra tips from her, from Miss J, and that's what Lennox felt like that was an added bonus. I feel like Shy already knew how to walk, so Shy just killed it on her own.
I'm sorry, that's just an excuse if you ask me. I'm a man of faith, so no matter what, Shy was meant to win that challenge.
Yeah.
She was meant to win. It doesn't matter if you brought her up there or not, or tried to stop her or tripped her. She was meant to win that challenge.
Yeah.
And she did.
Yeah.
She killed her shit. She literally killed it. So you can say that she not got that extra tip, but I'm telling you, that little extra 5-10 minutes that Miss J, no, I'm sorry, that's not enough to say that's what caused that's what caused you to lose the challenge.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Now on the other side of it, we have Ray Leah, who actually, what happened when Ray Leah came down half of the runway and then walked back? On that one particular,
think the lights got to her. I think it overwhelmed her, and because honestly, what I thought she was going to do was walk. Because even though I'm sitting on the sideline watching all of my contestants go, at that point in time, I'd already lost the challenge. All I can do is support them.
Right.
So now what they're literally doing is showing the world what top model can do. Because I'm pretty sure more than half of those models in LA at the fashion show have walked before. But now you're essentially walking against them. So not top model versus everybody else, not me versus everybody in top model. So I'm supporting them. So I'm thinking Ray Leah is about to show everybody what it means to be a contestant on this show. So I'm thinking she's going to walk, boom, get halfway, turn, strut, pose, and then keep walking the rest of the way, then pose again and come back. Unfortunately, she didn't do it.
Yeah.
But,
she killed it for Betsy Johnson, though.
Yeah, that ain't none of my business. But, she didn't do it, and Ms. J touched on it. But, hey, she's still in competition, so at the end of the day, she did something right.
Yeah, she kind of redeemed herself for Betsy Johnson a whole hell of a lot because she kind of killed that one. But that other one, I can't remember what the designer was, but it was just like, wow, like, did I really just go down? I think she, caught herself later probably when she went backstage. Really quickly, your shoot was Shy for the Mitch Stone hair product, the shoot, the photo shoot.
Yeah.
You and Shy get paired together again, which is obviously irking Mariana, and it seems like there's becoming less and less people in the house, and Mariana's attitude is starting to show more, and people are kind of getting tired of it. And it's really funny that she got paired with Keith, but actually Keith's energy the photo actually was more of a Keith's picture as opposed to Mariana's picture. She always gives, she's getting some kind of the same notes for some of her pictures. And everybody's, the person I've seen that's actually grown the most, probably, like I said before, has been Adam, because I don't think anybody expected Adam to be, in the competition thus far. And then everybody else is kind of getting some of the same notes. And Lennox is kind of falling off. And I actually thought between me and Mike Skakoza of Cycle 20, he actually predicted you to go home this week. I actually predicted Raylia to go home this week, so I was really surprised when you went home. How did you feel about that shoot when it came to the hair shoot? How did you feel? They made it seem like you were sleepy or something like that, when it just seemed like maybe you were, I don't know.
Right,
it was just a regular shoot. Because you actually had a good picture.
That's what I'm saying. I had a great picture. But I'm watching the show, and I'm texting Mariana as I'm watching it, and she and I are just laughing our asses off. I mean, literally, because it's so amusing. It's so funny, because anybody that knows me knows that I compartmentalize very well. So just because I'm tired, which I was, I'm not going to lie, I was very tired, very fatigued. The mental stress of that damn beard and, being up and the long hours, it did get to me. It did make me very, very tired. But when it came time to step in front of that camera and produce, I did that. My social media score was great. My photo score was great. My downfall was not booking the show. So anyone who feels that, oh, my God, he couldn't focus, that's why he went home. No, I went home because I didn't book a show.
Right.
And lost my attainable point to Lennox.
Right.
That's why I went home. It had nothing to do with me not being focused, Mariana getting in my head. No, that's BS. Because I feel, like I spoke on earlier, you're there to do a job. You show up, you do your job. Don't bitch about shit you can't control. When the job is done, bitch whoever you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But while I'm in front of that camera, while I'm shooting, I'm trying to get the best photo. And that was evident because I said, oh, my God, I love it. We got it.
Yeah.
So we were done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I thought it was...
At the end of the day, my downfall was not a lack of focus. My downfall was a lack of booking a show due to my quote-unquote size.
Yeah, that is actually going to really hurt, especially since you're a model. Your model is supposed to book runway shows. I mean, that's kind of goes without saying, and that's a big part of the modeling industry. If you're not able to, go on a casting and book a runway show, that's going to be pretty difficult, especially when you're being judged on that. And for the shoot, I believe Will and Raylia won that, and of course, you and Lennox are in the bottom two for that. For at panel, at panel. But were you surprised when you got eliminated and came back that there was a second chance? Obviously, since you just got eliminated, it was highly unlikely that you were going to get kept.
Yeah, dude, I was highly perturbed with that. You didn't even have to call me back, honestly, because you're not going to eliminate me and then bring me back within 30, 45 seconds. I mean, it's just not going to happen. I knew I wasn't coming back for the comeback. There was a little bit of hope, a little glimmer of hope in there, but, I knew it wasn't going to happen. But again, everything happens for a reason, and the show and my time on Top Model happened exactly how it was supposed to happen, no different.
Mm-hmm.
It was exactly what it was supposed to be, and I got the exposure that I needed, and it progressed into, bigger things.
Well, I hope personally that I'm able to watch you actually develop some sort of acting career, because you actually killed that challenge, and you've shown some ability, acting talent. So maybe there'll be two Denzels in the game soon, two DWs.
Well, I'm so glad you bring that up, because wishes do come true. Hopes and wishes do come true. I understand. I'm now currently working for Tyler Perry on his new show, It's Loving You Is Wrong, on Oprah Winfrey Network, and that airs on Tuesday night. So you'll be able to catch me tomorrow playing the role of Travis. And
nice.
We got great reviews.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I mean, God is good. We've gotten some great reviews. We almost broke 2 million viewers on the very first episode on the season premiere. So it's going quite well. And I know I'm doing a great job, because Tyler said, if the audience hates you, you're doing a good job, and you should just see my timeline. Oh my God, I hate Travis. How could he do that to Kelly? This, that, and the other. He should be shot, slap him, kill him. So it means that I'm doing fairly well.
Right, exactly. It means you're believable. And you're working for the right guy. Tyler Perry is obviously that's 800-pound gorilla you messing with in the industry. So, you know, you're working for the right guy right there. That's awesome.
Definitely had to be here. I mean, it's a godsend. I mean, it was definitely a blessing. I couldn't have asked for anything more.
Well, I know the audience is curious to see how Mariana is going to behave without you. I think your presence might be more felt that you're not going to be there with you than with you there, which is really funny, based on what's going to happen for the rest of the season.
Definitely.
So
most definitely. I mean, Mariana is really, I guess, a fan favorite to too many people, but I will say I would bet my lunch money that her attitude is definitely probably going to change. I mean, you take it prior to us, I guess, quote unquote, getting involved, she was very combative. And outside of what was depicted within the house and the stuff that you don't see, she actually kind of mellowed out as she was around me, because like, you know, not everything has to be a battle, not everything has to be an argument. You know, pick your battles.
Right.
I know you come from a lot of pain, you come from a lot of troubles and hardships, but not everybody is out to get you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have their opinions on how and why we connected, but the real reason, you know, Mariana and I connected is because we've been through some of the same things, and I can relate to her. And it was deep. I understand her troubles, and so being that we had that mental connection, it made it a whole lot easier to go throughout the house because we always had somebody to turn to.
Yeah.
So when the shoot sucked, when we were mad, when we were upset, we had that connection. And you know, now that I'm gone, I just hope that she just kind of stays into that new transformed being that she's been, because, I mean, the viewers know her as what they see, but I know her as actually the person that she is. So I know how she can be, and I know how she can't be. So I'm just hoping that she's able to just win this shit for both of us.
Yo, well, you know, I don't know if the ratings are going to go up now, because the dynamic is really going to change in the house about what's going on. So, and then we're going to see whether Ben or Chantel are the ones who are going to actually get that ticket to go to Seoul and finish out the competition. So they might see a spike in ratings in the next few weeks. It'll be curious. So we got to thank you for giving us a call from Austin, Texas, all the way from down there. Wish you're out here. You got to let us know when you're going to be out here so we can get you in studio, live and in person.
I'm a frequent visitor. I can't be a permanent resident, but I'm a frequent visitor.
Okay. We'll talk about that, you and I, off camera, when we get you out here. We'll talk about you. Talk about you switching up. We'll go go to a sports bar and have a beer or something, hang out, and talk about getting you be a permanent resident. Los Angeles ain't as bad as you think, bro.
few Heinekens, you know what I
mean? Right. throw a few back. So where can your fans find you on social media right now? I know they're all following you and they're listening right now. They want to know where they can follow you. And you just told them about your show, but where can they find you on social media?
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's very easy. My Twitter handle and my Instagram handle are both the same. Make it easy for everybody. It's just simply at @Iam_Denzel Wells. You know, follow me to keep up, basically. You know, and I love my fans. I definitely have to give a shout out to them. The support in such a short amount of time. I mean, that's crazy. The support in such a short amount of time has been just, oh my God, so heartening. To be able to do this and literally kind of chase a dream that you always had as a kid, you know, to be an actor, to be a model, and to see so much support from people who probably will never ever meet you, never shake your hand, never have a conversation with you, and it is to my dismay, because I wish I could thank every single one of them personally for the support. But
right.
You know, I love every single last one of them. Literally, I mean, they make the job that much more worth it to have a support system of people who don't really even know you. I mean, literally, I've never met you personally, probably never will, but have that much stake in you and or that invested in you and just want to see you succeed. It's really a gift from above, honestly.
Well, we look forward to seeing any projects you're working on in the future. We want to thank you again for giving us a call. And you heard it from the man himself, Denzel Wells, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Thaddeus Massey, here for the Elimination Series, Episode 9 of America's Next Top Model, Cycle 21. Until next time, After Buzzers.
Yes, thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.